He looked like a kid, skinny, fast-talking, and high-strung, with jet black hair and a nervous twitch that never stopped. But behind those eyes was a killer instinct that would change poker forever. Most people figured he was just another railbird trying to get lucky. They didn't realize he was already the most dangerous card player in the room. Stu Ungar wasn't just good, he was something else entirely. A genius, a prodigy, a gambler who saw through people like glass. And in 1980, the poker world found out exactly what that looked like. Stu Ungar was born in Manhattan in 1953, raised on the Lower East Side, a neighborhood where cards weren't just a game, they were survival. His father ran an illegal gambling club. His mother suffered from a neurological disease. By 10, he was playing gin rummy against grown men and beating them. By 14, he was making more in a week than his teachers did in a month. He dropped out of school, and he never looked back. Gin was his first arena, and it was where his legend began. Ungar didn't just win, he dismantled people. Hand after hand, he'd make plays so perfect they felt unfair. Opponents accused him of cheating. No one believed a teenager could read like that, but he did. He wasn't counting cards, he was counting people, their hands, their breath, the way they touched the felt between draws. Ungar didn't just read situations, he absorbed them. His memory was photographic, his instincts were predatory. He didn't quit gin. Gin quit him. No one wanted to sit across from a kid who turned card games into autopsies. So, he found a new game. Las Vegas, 1977. Ungar shows up with a bankroll, a reputation, and zero experience in no-limit hold'em. To the pros, he was just a loud gin kid, a gimmick. But 3 years later, he was sitting at the final table of the World Series of Poker. And then, he won the whole thing.
He says, give me that card. He doesn't get it. Stu Ungar wins it with 3 kings.
1980, the World Series of Poker main event. Stu is 26, nervous, twitchy, still learning the game. But from the start, it's clear. No one has ever played like this before. He 3-bets light, he runs bluffs with total fearlessness, and he stares straight through his opponents, like he's bored watching them lie. Veterans try to bully him, he bullies back harder. In the final hand, Stu gets it in with ace-4 of spades against 10-8 of spades. The flop, turn, and river give his opponent nothing. Stu's ace-high holds.
Queens and 4s, the winning hand for Stu Ungar, and he repeats as the world champion of poker.
Just like that, the kid who had never played a major poker tournament becomes the world champion. He does it again the next year, back to back. No one had ever done that in the new era of poker. Ungar wasn't just winning, he was reshaping what dominance looked like. Fast, aggressive, surgical. Phil Hellmuth would later say, Stu Ungar might be the only player who could have beaten me every time we played. But behind the eyes, there was always something else. Something manic, something chasing him. And it wasn't just the game. Behind the curtain, Stu Ungar was falling apart. The genius who could read anyone. Couldn't control himself. He drank compulsively. He popped pills constantly. He gambled on everything. Sports, horses, dice, you name it. He'd win $1 million at the table, then lose it all by sunrise. He started missing tournaments, showing up late or not at all. 1990, World Series of Poker. He collapses in his hotel room mid-event, high on cocaine, out of commission, despite being a chip leader. By the mid-90s, Stu Ungar was broke. His teeth were gone. His weight had plummeted. He was a ghost wandering poker's past. Then, in 1997, against every odd, he came back. Someone staked him the buy-in. He was pale, weak. No one gave him a shot, but once the cards hit the felt, it was like he'd never left. He played with the same aggression, the same venom, the same contempt for fear. At the final table, he was untouchable. Razor-sharp reads, flawless pressure, unforgiving pace, and when it was over, he held the trophy and a $1 million prize. 3-time world champion.
In 1980 and 1981, you won the championship, but you weren't smart after that. Your life didn't go 100% in the right course. Now, you're older, you're wiser, you're 43 years old. You think you're going to do things differently now?
Well, I hope so, Gabe. You know, I've neglected my kid. You know, I've done a lot of stupid things myself. But I want to tell you something for a fact. There's nobody that ever beat me playing cards. The only one that ever beat me was myself.
The only man to win the World Series of Poker main event 3 times outright. But poker couldn't save Stu Ungar. 6 months later, he was found in a cheap motel off the strip, alone, no money, empty bottles, dead from heart failure brought on by years of abuse. He was 45 years old. What do you do with a story like Stu Ungar's? You can't wrap it in a bow. It wasn't a rise and fall, it was a storm. Sudden, brilliant, tragic. He was the best card player who ever lived, but the same chaos that made him brilliant. made him impossible to save. And yet, his name still echoes at the tables. Every time a fearless kid runs a bluff, every time someone sees through a soul, every time poker reminds us that greatness doesn't always last, but it never disappears. Stu Ungar didn't break into poker. He hacked it. He started with $0. No connections, no seat at the table. And he beat the game from the inside out. He destroyed poker, and in the end, he destroyed himself. But his legend, still undefeated.